My little daughter lies at the point of death, dying. Or at the point of death and dying. Or my little daughter is dying. No, my little daughter is dying at the point of death. No. I don't think I could put both. It would have to be one or the other. My little daughter lies at the point of death. Or if we had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying. So she lay dying. I could say, my little daughter lies at the point of death, dying. Could I say lies at the point of death, dying? No. I could still go with what I thought originally. Just keep the phrase in Mark, because it's ambiguous, and it could be a middle ground between Matthew and Luke, and not to offend those who want to keep it the way it's written in Matthew. But that doesn't make any sense, because clearly this is a contradiction. You can't have the daughter be dead and also in the process of dying. It's one or the other. So to have only Mark or only Luke? I know I want it to be his words. So from Matthew and Mark, my daughter, I'll have little daughter for Mark. My little daughter is even now, or I could just have my little daughter even now lies at the point of death. Or my daughter is even now dying. I think it would be too annoying to say, my little daughter is dying, and even now at the point of death. Actually, that might work. My little daughter is dying. And even now at the point of death. So she's not just in the process, she's right on the edge. My little daughter is dying, and even now at the point of death. Yeah, I could do that. That works. Dying. My little daughter is dying. I'm not going to put a dying. Is there an and I could put in here? My daughter is even now dead. No, there's no and. And worshipped him, saying, my daughter is even now dead, but come and lay your hand upon her. No, I'm not going to move that and. My little daughter lies at the point of death. I pray you, come and lay your hands on her, that she may be healed. If I go like this, I would have my little daughter is, from Matthew, dying, from Luke. Oh, there's an and in this phrase in Luke. And she lay a-dying, but lies at the point of death. That is similar to lays right? At the point of, lies at the point of, or laying, she is laying. So, and I could exchange this phrase lay with lies at the point of, which means that this and before and she lay could come before it. Yeah, that would work. My little daughter, Matthew and Mark, switch over to Matthew, is dying. Yeah, dying. So I'd be exchanging dead with dying. Okay, it's going to be some mixing and matching, but I think it fits. It would keep most of what's being said. I am totally rejecting the word dead because I just cannot have both. So I'll just work it out. Saying, my daughter is. Mark, saying, my little daughter. Okay. Matthew and Mark, saying, my, and then little is Mark only, and then daughter from both. I have to add in here that she's 12. For he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age. That needs to be in there. I could have that added to what he's saying, or I could possibly add it later as extra information. Oh, you know what? I think I can just save this verse for after. The whole thing. For he had only one daughter about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying, but as he went, the people thronged him. For after his statement. That would undo my plan of mixing dying with my daughter is even now dead. I'll just leave it a mix between Matthew and Mark for what he says, and then I'll have this added phrase at the end with Luke. For he had only one daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying. That'll be an extra mention that she's dying. In addition to what he's saying, she lies at the point of death. Yeah, that's better. Matthew, my daughter, is even now dead. Daughter lies at the point of death. I'm gonna have to leave out is from Matthew, and I can just go my daughter even now, and instead of dead go over to Mark, lies at the point of death. I can't say my daughter is even now lies at the point of death. If I have is, it would have to be lying. Is lying. But I can't change lies. So I'd have to just get rid of is. My daughter even now lies at the point of death. Yeah, so Matthew even now, Mark lies at the point of death. I pray you, come and lay your hands on her. Matthew, he says, but come and lay your hand upon her. I pray you, all three of those words are in italics. So they're not really there. But come and lay your hands. So I'm going to use that instead of I pray you. I pray you, come and lay your hands. Or your hand. I'm just going to go with what I know for now. But come and lay your hand upon her, or hands plural on her. I think I'll go with upon, and I'll say on is from both, and I'll say hands or lay your hand. If you really have faith, you would believe that Jesus, with just a touch of a finger, or even a word, he's done that before, would heal someone. So unless you believe it has to be two hands, it might make more sense for him to say, lay your hand upon her, because that might just be a common phrase. Lay your hand would just be touch. I remember in Nehemiah, they said, if you continue, we will lay hands on you, meaning we're going to fight. So lay hands is like a turn of phrase. What does it say in Genesis when Abraham was going to slay Isaac? I think it says, the angel says, lay not your hands on the child. Lay not your hand upon the lad. Okay. Lay not your hand, that's harm. We will put hands, we will fight. It could be both. Come and lay your hands. I'm just going to go with hand, because hands is more involved. So I'm just going to go with hand. Upon fits. But the up part is only in Matthew. Her, and she shall live. Mark, on her, that she may be healed, and she shall live. Her is both. Matthew, her, and she shall live. And she shall live. So this phrase is added in Mark. That she may be healed. Both. And she shall live. She shall live. Jesus rose and followed. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything in Luke. That he would come into his house, for he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay dying. But as he went, the people thronged him. And Jesus arose and followed him, so the disciples. Okay, so I'm going to say Jesus arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. Then I'll put the last phrase from this verse. But as he went, the people thronged him. Then a woman with a disease, issue of blood or whatever. Mark. And Jesus went with him, and many people followed him and thronged him. Okay, so Jesus getting up has to come first, then the crowd thronging him. So I'll put the first portion of 42 from Luke 8, and then the second portion, but as he went, people thronged him, after. So right now, this last portion will be from Luke. For he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay dying. I don't care for that way of explaining it, but it's fine. Mark, she arose and walked, so I should put that, for she was of the age of 12 years. I think I'm going to move that sentence earlier when her age was first mentioned. There's no need to mention her age twice, so I think I'll just move it earlier. I'll just do that right now so that I don't forget. For she was of the age of 12 years. Here it is. For he had only one daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a-dying. For she was of the age of 12 years. For is Mark, also dark yellow. For she was, he had only one daughter, about 12 years of age. She, it's really out of order, but it is somewhere, so I'll say it's also in Mark. She was, nope, nowhere, of the age of 12 years. Those are all italics anyway, so of 12 years. 12 years is both. Of 12, okay, I'll say of as well. It comes before 12 years in Mark. Of the age is in italics. Yeah, I'll just say 12 years of. All that is also Mark.